Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our super fun class. I have to get us started not only here but on Zoom, which will be interesting. I've never done Facebook Live and Zoom at the same time. I'm gonna turn down my lights. Okay, there we go. Welcome, Carly. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Hey, Lisa. I'm gonna start this on Zoom too. Okay. Cool beans. All right. Good evening, good evening. If you joined us last time for our class, last week on the Golden Touch Kit, just write in the comments, write repeat, so I can see who joined us before. And if you're joining us for the first time and you weren't here last week, just write I'm new in there. Okay. So I'm trying to, I'm gonna post the Zoom link for this class. I am trying something new, which is doing this via Zoom and Facebook Live. And I know some of you have team members that are not on Facebook. So I'm going to post on the team page the Zoom link for this class. And if you've got people who aren't on Facebook, you're welcome to send them the link really fast. Here we go. All right, and then we'll get going. Okay. So it's on the Essentially Powerful. We got so many people who are new. Cool. So many people who have not been to our Facebook classes before. That's great. That's great. Did you guys hear we had so much fun last week? I have a clock this week. And I did not have a clock last week. And I was having so much fun. It turned into an hour-and-a-half class, which is not what we want it to be. That's way too long. But everybody kind of stuck with me, so I just kept going. So, good evening, guys. Good evening, good evening. So many people joining right on time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I wanted to let you know, those of you who are on early, there is going to be a little goodie bag here that is coming. It's going to be coming in the mail to somebody, and there are going to be some fun little samples that I'm going to make them tonight, and then they're going in these, and you're going to get them. So here's how you win the giveaways. You win the giveaways by commenting, just like you're all doing now. Hey, Jane. And you also win a chance to get the giveaways if you tag somebody and invite them to join us. Somebody that you haven't invited yet, okay? So go ahead and tag somebody there if you haven't invited them, somebody who is interested in breast health and armpit interventions, okay? So hold on, let me just see here. I'm trying to run Zoom and Facebook Live at the same time, so I have like double of myself, which is a little terrifying. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right in tonight, okay? Hey, Tina. Tina, we have your bracelets. The boys have your bracelets. They're on our mudroom bench, so come by anytime and pick them up. They're really good. Evan did a good job. So tonight we're going to be talking about breast health, and there's a lot of talk about Breast Cancer Awareness Month and all of that, and I'm not going to get into my political views about that. Personally, I don't buy pink stuff. Hey, Tina. I don't buy pink stuff. I don't wear pink purposely the month of October, and I'm not going to get into why, but honestly, it's just Pinktober is a big marketing and money ploy. It doesn't really change, it doesn't change anything about breast cancer. It doesn't prevent, it doesn't, people don't benefit from it. It's just a big money maker. And so for me, I would rather talk to you guys tonight about what we can do as individuals in our own homes to create our own breast health, right? Because we're not looking to create awareness towards breast cancer. I'm looking to create awareness towards breast health. So tonight, everything I'm going to be talking to you guys about tonight is not meant to prescribe, diagnose, treat, or cure anything, okay? We're just talking about promoting, maintaining, and supporting breast health and armpit health too. So we're going to really do that tonight by tuning into our bodies, by honoring our breasts, by getting in touch with them a little bit and really starting to love them up. Because, you know, a lot of times us women and also men too, the breasts, I mean, they're kind of this one-sided thing. They're thought of in one way, well, two ways. Either you're feeding someone from them or, you know, they're kind of the object of attraction. Tonight, I'd like you to look at them as part of your entire being as a woman. And do we have any men on here? Do we have any men on our Facebook Live? If so, give a shout out, because I'm proud of you for coming to support the breasts and support your women, right? No women yet. Ladies, get your men on. Okay, so we're going to talk about a couple things tonight. And the first place I want to start, oh, Scott's with you. Hi, Scott. Awesome.
I support breasts.
My husband just shouted he supports breasts. I didn't tell you that was the topic of the class, did I?
No.
Yeah, he's upstairs. Okay. All right, so the first thing that I want to say is we're going to talk about lymphatic support and the lymphatic system. And I got Tina on, she's a nurse, so she could probably take this all away. But basically the lymphatic system is, you know, it's basically the garbage truck of your body, right? It goes around, it collects waste, it collects kind of all the trash in your system, like all the waste, all the extra fluids, the viruses, the bacteria, the toxins, and then it moves it out of the body. So the lymph system basically bathes our tissues and helps us to detoxify. Why does that matter when we're talking about breast health? Well, how many of you who are here tonight are wearing a bra? Just type in bra if you're wearing a bra, right? If you're not wearing a bra, say, I'm free, right? Right? So the first thing I want you to do is just think about every day when you get dressed, you have the opportunity to support your breast health, all right? Now, what do I mean by that? I want for you, see, Chelsea's wearing a bra, Danielle's wearing a bra. Just, if you're wearing a bra and you're at home, just take it off. Just take it off, okay? Especially if you're wearing an underwire bra, because that's my first tip for you. I want you to get rid of your underwire bras, okay? And your tight bras, like those tight compressive bras. Okay, let me tell you why. There are 3 reasons. First of all, tight bras and underwires, they put pressure on the breasts, okay? And this will cut off the lymph, right? The lymph nodes. You put pressure on the lymph system. And if the lymph system is trying to get toxins out of our body and we're cutting off its circulation, basically, it's not going to be able to do its job. So we want to get rid of the underwires and the tight bras so the breasts can be free, because a lot of the lymphs is right around here in the breast area, the armpit area, right? Laura Sastiel, no bra. Holly Palmer, no bra. Awesome. I love it. That's why I like working from home, right? Second reason we don't want underwire bras. Underwire bras contain, of course, metal underwires. They're usually coated in plastic. And below your breasts are 2 neurolymphatic points. They're reflex points. And under your right breast, now I'm going to be backwards to you guys, so I do know my left from my right, but under your right breast is your liver and your gallbladder points. Under your left breast is your stomach point. So if you have underwires, right, on top of those metal underwires for 12 plus hours a day, over time that metal can interfere with the functioning of those points, your liver, gallbladder, and your stomach, all right? So no bras, no underwires. Third reason, the metal, what does metal do? Metal acts as an antenna, right? So it basically attracts electromagnetic fields. We don't want electromagnetic fields anywhere near our bodies, much less our breast, okay? So I don't care about perky anymore. There's this whole thing in our culture where through Victoria's Secret and all these places, they make you feel like you have to have your breasts up near your shoulders to be sexy. I don't think that is the case. Let's bring not perky back, okay? So you can get all sorts of sports bras, really loose sports bras. I find these great ones. I've seen mine's kind of blue, bluish purple. It's kind of cute, from Kohl's like years ago. It's very loose fitting, no underwires, really comfortable. So anybody willing to give up underwire bras? Anyone willing to do this? And if you have to go to a wedding or you have to wear a strapless breast and you have to do the underwires, fine, but a special occasion, not every single day, okay? Do your own research on it, take a peek, and you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, so the next thing we can do for our breasts, and I will get to the oils in a second, but I want to give you some other things you can do. So every morning when you get dressed, look at the bra you're putting on and say, is this going to support my breasts? It has underwire, it's not. Leave it aside, okay? Second thing we can do, yeah, this is kind of fun. We're going to have to play along here. So everyone's going to have to stand up. All right, see if you can see me. All right, so the heart, we know the heart has a pump that keeps it moving, right? But the lymph system does not have a pump. So it actually relies on us to move it. So does anyone have a trampoline at home? Anybody have a trampoline? You jump up and down on the trampoline and, you know, you kind of move, you can move your breasts that way. Same things if you walk, if you jog, if you run. Even if you bounce to music, there's great songs. You can literally just stand there and like you just kind of bounce up and down on your heels. Super fun, super good stress reliever. And see if I can post the name to one of my favorite bouncing songs. Anyway, we're not talking about bouncing tonight. We are talking about fluffing. Has anybody ever fluffed before? Tina, have you fluffed? Do you know what I'm talking about? Tina's fluffed. Tina's on Zoom with me. I can see Tina. Who else is on Zoom? I can only see your forehead. Who is that? Hey, Maria. So, fluffing. Okay. Yeah, Teresa, you can go back and replay from the beginning to see the underwire. Okay? Fluffing is basically a very simple thing you can do. I think it's great to do in the shower. You can do it, Tina, you're gonna have to fluff with me. You can do it as soon as you get out of bed, and you're basically self-moving your breasts. Okay, so I had to pull my shirt up, so I know, we wanna keep this G-rated. You bend over, here's your breasts, and you fluff them. Like, that's all you do, right? It's just, you're just giving them a little, it's just this motion. You're literally fluffing. So everybody, we can't see you. See, Tina's fluffing. You bend over and you fluff, right? Like, literally, you literally can do it for like 10 seconds and the breasts will love it, okay? I mean, you could put a little oil on your hands and fluff, and then you got the aromatherapy going on too, so that's really fun, right? Has anybody fluffed before? Yeah, I know fluffing might mean different things where you are. This is really just, it's just fluffing the breasts. Hey, Jill, you just joined. Well, we're fluffing our breasts, right? So how easy is this? And if you have a significant other, I am sure they would be more than willing to fluff your breasts for you. But I'm actually not going to suggest that because I want you to use the fluffing as a time to really connect with your breasts. Not only help the lymphs move, but also to connect to the fact that you have breasts, okay? All right, so we talked about no underwire bras. We talked about fluffing. Both of those things take like seconds a day to do. The last thing we're going to talk about when it comes to the lymphatic system, it is fun, isn't it, Twinkle? Yeah, it's really fun. The last thing we're going to talk about is self-breast massage. Now, this is different than self-breast exams where you're looking for lumps, so very like clinical. And it's also different than if you've ever gone to a practitioner and you've gotten like a very traditional lymphatic, they have lymphatic breast massage. This is actually a self-breast massage. Do not worry, I'm not going to teach you how to do that I'm not going to, show you the massage here. What I am going to do is post a graphic. So I go to this really amazing Ayurvedic spa, and they always give us the breast massage little flyer. It's so cute. It's rolled up, and it's, they got a little ribbon around it, and I basically put it next to my mirror in the bathroom. And when I get out of the shower, I do my breast massage. So there's just a couple different steps you're doing. Sometimes you're raking under your armpit and under your breast. Sometimes you're massaging around. It takes like 30 seconds to do. And it's something that you can do regularly, every day, every couple days, once a week. Some people will notice if they're doing it that they'll have less breast tenderness before their cycle starts. Sometimes their cycles smooth out. Sometimes they notice they're less irritated and angry. What I like to do is take it to another level because you really want to have some kind of lubrication as you're doing it, just like you would with a regular massage, just so your fingers can move easily where they're going. So what I'm going to show you how to do right now is to make a breast serum that you can have on your bathroom counter to do your massage with, okay? So I'm basically just going to take this little glass bottle. I will actually, when I make one, I'm probably going to make it bigger because I do it a lot, so I go through it a lot, but this is what I had handy right here. So, you know, just a little amber bottle. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to. I don't think I can move my phone enough. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So, you're going to see me from here. So these are some oils that are really helpful for breast health and, sorry, hold on, I want to get everybody in here if we can. Okay. For breast health and for the lymphatic system. So I'm going to start with frankincense. If you only have Sacred Frank, you can use Sacred Frank. I just happened to grab Frank, the original. So I'm going to put 5 drops of Frank in here. Hold on. If it comes out, let's see. Where is that opening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So 5 drops Frank. And then I'm going to put 3 drops of cypress. Right? So if you look in your reference materials and you look up these oils, you'll see why I'm adding them. Ooh, there we go. Got a couple more in there. Grapefruit, okay? Grapefruit is really great, again, for both of these, especially the lymphatic system. I'm going to put 3 drops of grapefruit. The drops, it doesn't matter. You could put 2, you could put 4. And now I'm just going to put 2 drops of orange. Okay, so orange. Hope I can figure out all the tops for those. Now I'm going to put in a drop of rosemary. And I'll put the recipes in the, I'll put them on the page so you guys, ooh, I got some on my finger, hold on. Rosemary is great for hair too. I'll just rub it in here. And then, you know, this one wasn't listed, but I just thought it would round out the smell nicely. I'm gonna put 1 drop of ylang ylang. That's just because I love the smell. That's not because of lymph or breast, although ylang ylang can be so great for the just balancing you out as a woman, that I think it would be a really good addition. Okay. And then all I'm going to do, I have a little funnel because I don't pour well. So then you're just going to fill up the rest of this with a carrier oil, okay? We had questions. Hold on, let me finish making this and I'll go back and look at the questions. So I'm using sweet almond oil, but you could use you could use jojoba oil, you could use coconut oil, you could use V6 oil from Young Living, whatever you want. So I'm going to fill up the rest. And if you like a smell of one of these oils better, you could just put more of that oil in. You know, kind of do it however your smelling buds like it. All right, hold on, my computer's. And then I just put the top on. So then, you know, each time I do the breast massage, I like the little droppers because it feels very nourishing to drop something into your hand instead of squirting it in your hand. So that's why I use that. I have no idea what size this is, Kristen. I'm so horrible with that kind of stuff. 10 milliliter? What would you, Laura Sassiella will know. This is my finger. This is how big this is. I have no idea. I think it's around 10, 15. I'm not a baker. I just make things up. Looks like ½ ounce. That's what Laura's saying. Okay. Thank you. Say you're not a DIY person, or say you don't have any of those oils at home and you're like, yeah, not really figuring that I want to. Oh, thank you, Heather, for the recipe. And that, I just literally made that recipe up. You can change it. You can make more of one oil. Jonna says 2 ounce. Now we got some disagreements about the size. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Make your concoction, and then if you feel like it doesn't smell enough for you, like it's not giving you the experience you want, just add more essential oil, okay? There's never right or wrong. But if you don't want to make it yourself, you can get this from Young Living. Cell Light Magic. Cellulite. That sounds an awful lot like a word I know. Cellulite. Interesting. I wonder what that's for. A lot of the oils in this blend, so this is a blend, it's got a lot of vegetable oils in it. It has sweet almond oil in it. It does have wheat germ oil, so if you are really sensitive to gluten, then you probably wouldn't want to use this. You'd want to make your own with your own carrier. It also has olive oil, but then a lot of the oils in here are the same. We've got cypress, we've got juniper, we've got grapefruit, we have some coconut oil in here, we have cedar wood. So this is also one that you could use for your breast massage. And then while you're at it, rub some of this on your belly and your thighs. I don't know, just for fun. 2 good areas for cellulite magic. Okay, so I will post the graphic that shows you how to do the breast massage, because you do have to follow the directions. You want to make sure you're getting the lymphs flowing the right way. So don't just, it is important, the order is important, where and how you are massaging. So download the graphic and then put it up on your mirror, and then you'll be ready to go. All right, any questions? I think the only question I missed was the question about the recipe. I'm going to keep going, and then at the end we can kind of just pop into more questions too. And remember, the more that you comment, the more you might have a chance to win this little giveaway bag of good free stuff. Okay, so that's the first thing that we can do for our breasts. We can get them moving, right? And I saw somebody comment about like walking, the circulatory system helps the lymph system move. Yes, and that's why walking, running, jumping up on the trampoline, any kind of movement at all. But even if you're like bedbound and you can't move, you can still fluff the girls. You can still do it, right? So there's really no excuse. It's there. Even if your arms are paralyzed, someone can fluff for you. I mean, it's beautiful. Okay. So, and we talked to you about breast massage, right? Helping the lymph move with self-massage. So the second thing that we're going to talk about tonight is how we can support breast health by reducing the exposure to chemicals and toxins in the breast and the armpit area, right? They're so close together, and there's so much lymph around here that think of your armpits and your breast almost as like one. That is so not technical and scientific, but just for tonight, think of them as one. I'm going to move these guys around here. You should see what I have on my counter here. Yeah, let me show you guys. It's like, it's all lined up. All the little plates with all the little goodies. Okay. Hey, Lauren. Lauren made it on our midwife. Lauren, hello. Okay, so we want to reduce the chemical exposure in this whole area, breast and armpits. So how many of you grew up using antiperspirants every day? I can't say any brand names. I'm not allowed to say brand names, but how many of you used antiperspirants? And do any of you, Maria says yes. So if you used to use antiperspirants, type in the comments used to. And if you still use antiperspirants now, type still do. Okay? So I want to tell with you as you guys are commenting in, and I can see kind of what's going on. This was the hardest thing for me to transition to. I transitioned to shampoo and detergent and all that stuff pretty easily. The armpit stuff was really hard for me. Really hard. And I can see some of you guys are still using antiperspirants. So I am a sweaty lady. I don't just sweat like a man, I sweat like a sweaty man. Like, I come from sweaty families. My dad used to sweat so much. It comes from his side of the family. God bless him. He sweat so much that on his wedding day, he put antiperspirant on his face. That's how bad I sweat. So I tell you, I always hear from people like, oh, just switch to a deodorant. And then I hear them say, yeah, I don't really sweat. And I'm like, yeah, so you don't understand my life. You just don't get it. Anyway, but I understood why I didn't want to have antiperspirants under my arms, right? Okay, so a lot of people are switching, but I see a lot of people are having trouble too, right? Wendy, good for you. You're like almost 2 years into no antiperspirants. That's great. So Bevan, I was like you for a while. I had this little like travel size bottle of antiperspirant stashed away in my drawer just in case, right? Like went to a wedding, I'd pull it out. If I had a presentation, I'd pull it out. And I finally wanted to figure out how can I just literally get rid of this bottle. And here's why I want you guys to really think seriously about getting rid of your antiperspirants, okay? First of all, we are supposed to sweat, right? Sweating is a natural process. It is what we do, and that's how our body cools down. It's how it gets rid of toxins. It's part of the whole detoxing process. Antiperspirants stop you from sweating, okay? So when I was in my 20s, it was actually so bad for me, the sweating, that I would buy like clinical grade, like basically straight aluminum, and I would put that under my armpits. And I just wish I could go back to myself and just say, please don't, okay? Because most antiperspirants, even just the regular store-bought ones, have aluminum in them, and that's what helps to stop the sweating. Just look up the side effects of aluminum. I'm not going to go into them today because I think that I want you guys to be empowered and learn for yourself too. So just look up aluminum and you'll see not only, I mean, you don't want it under your armpits, you don't want it anywhere in your body, you don't want it near your brain. So just look it up, do your research, and see why I'm suggesting that you really give a hard look at antiperspirants. Also, antiperspirants, some of them have propylene glycol, which is a neurotoxin. Again, why would we want that on our body? Some have parabens. These are hormone disruptors. Some have triclosan, right? This is a possible carcinogen. So we're supposed to sweat, all right? Let's talk about, I think sometimes people don't mind the sweating as much as the stink, right? Anybody a stinky person? I can, you know, the more you sweat, usually the more you stink. So I can totally identify with you. Right, Linnea, no aluminum under your arms, under your food, or in your jewelry. You got it. So we don't want to stink, and I think that's partly why a lot of us have still kept our antiperspirants or are still using them, because number one, society makes us feel like any kind of moisture under our armpits is wrong. And I think we need to start a movement of people who are saying, you know what, having perspiration under my armpits is natural and normal, right? Imagine if that became the norm. I think that would be really, really cool, okay? So what can we do about the stink though? Okay, let's talk about a couple things. First of all, chlorophyll, all right? Taking chlorophyll internally can be great because chlorophyll is like an internal deodorant. It kind of works like from the inside out. Lauren, you just saw your daughter's has propylene glycol. Yeah, we want to switch them. We want to switch it. So here's something, I don't know how old your daughter is, Lauren, but here's something that I've heard several Royal Crown Diamond leaders talk about giving their teenagers. And multigreens has the chlorophyll in it. So multigreens is a great supplement to take if you stink. Because think of it, instead of applying something on your armpits, you're basically doing it from the inside out. You can take their capsules. So you can take, they're this big. You can take 2 capsules or 3 capsules around like noon, 1, 2 o'clock. And not only will it help with the stink, but it's going to help with your energy levels too. It will give you really, really great energy support in the afternoon. Heather, yes, if you stink, you need zinc. I've heard that too. So if you take ImmuPro or Master Formula, you're going to get some zinc in there. So the next simplest thing that you can do, I mean, the stink comes from a lot of different things. We all have different bodies. We all eat different diets. A lot of times diet has a role in it. It depends on how well your digestion is working and how much you're moving out of your body. I can't really like go into all of it for each of you because there's a lot of people on this, you know, a lot of people. So yeah, Jonna, what your son might want to do if he's 14, you can put these in smoothies. Just open up the little capsules and throw them in a smoothie. My son is 10 and he can't swallow pills yet, or he doesn't want to, so we've been putting them in smoothies for him. And if you can't do multigreens for some reason, you can just get liquid chlorophyll from Amazon or the health food store or anything like that. All right, so let's talk about actually moving away from antiperspirants and into deodorants. Now, you might just think you could just switch to a natural deodorant. How many of you, let's just take a little poll here. How many natural deodorants have you guys tried over the years? Just go ahead and write down. I want to look at the chat over here on Zoom. How many natural deodorants have those of you who've moved away from antiperspirants tried? And then as you write down if you tried them, say if you found something that works. And if you have, share with us what you found that worked. Jessica, 10. Yeah, I tried probably about 10 too. Okay. And if you're still looking for something that will work, please let me know because we might be able to help you out here. 2 to 3, 1, 4, 10. I think I bought out Whole Foods, that whole section. The whole section. Yeah, 5 or 6. Okay. Those of you who are transitioning over to them, how many months have you given it to work? How many months have you been trying to make the transition over to natural deodorants? Let's see, still looking. Okay, Gail, we'll try and help you out tonight. Erin will try and help you out too. Jill Tanis, none found, tried at least 5 to 7, and you started making your own. Are you talking about Alicia's recipe? So if anybody has found one that works, please go ahead and share what you have found that works. Because, you know, we're all about helping each other out. Because it can be such a trial and error process, and it can take a long time, and it can also cost money. Here's the first suggestion that I have to all of you about what to do when you want to try something first. All right? The Thieves Aroma Bright toothpaste. Hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, let's say you go to Whole Foods and you buy one of those crystal deodorants, right? And you rub it under your armpits for a while and you're like, yeah, this is really not working with my body. You know, it's just not working. You cannot go and use that crystal deodorant for anything else, right? That's just like money down the drain, right? Well, actually, if you bought it from Whole Foods, you can return it to Whole Foods and they will give you your money back. So that's kind of an interesting fact about Whole Foods. They'll give you money back for anything, even crystal deodorants that have been used. However, a much better option is to get the Thieves Aroma Bright toothpaste and to use that as your first trial deodorant. There are ingredients in here that are very much like deodorants and natural antiperspirants. Okay, there's baking soda in here. There's all sorts of things that will help stop the perspiration a little bit, but not like antiperspirants do, just like a little bit to take the edge off. And then it's got thieves oil in here, which we know, well, I can't say it on this video what it's anti, but we know that it really helps with stink. So what you would do is just open it up and literally take, and in fact, this is going in the little sampler package. The reason I say start with this first is because if you use this and it doesn't work for your body as deodorant, you can use it as toothpaste. And it's a dang good toothpaste. Everyone loves it. So you have not lost any money, right? If it works for both, that's awesome. But even if it doesn't work as a deodorant, it's not like the crystal, which you can't do anything with. It's still useful, right? Okay, so I'm actually going to fill up this little container with some toothpaste. And if you happen to get this sample in the mail and you've already tried the toothpaste as deodorant, and either you loved it or you didn't like it and you don't want this, just go ahead and pass it on to somebody else. Share the love. Okay, so that's the first thing. It's so easy to do. How many of you guys use this? It doesn't feel sticky at all, no. What you do is you take like a pea-sized amount on your finger, you just rub it under your arms. It feels just like a deodorant or an antiperspirant does at first. Like it's just got a little bit of, wetness, and then just like the oils do, they blend right in, it just soaks right in. So easy, okay? And we have had men on our team test it to see if it gets stuck in the underarm hairs, and it doesn't. We have police officers on our team using it. We have Zumba teachers using it through Zumba class with no problem. And even if you decide you want to do double duty with one of the other products I'm going to show you tonight, this is a great base layer. So if you're really a sweaty person like me, oftentimes I will put this on first, and then I will layer more oily, smelly thing on top. This actually doesn't work with my body scent, so I don't use this alone, but I will use it as the first. Jonna, you haven't tried it? Oh my gosh. So anybody who has this, just try it tomorrow. Take your regular deodorant with you, try it, see what happens, okay? What's the worst that can happen? You have to put on a little deodorant, okay? All right. Enough people have had success with this that I feel comfortable recommending it. So Elisa brings up a great point. She says it doesn't last all day for me. So that's another thing I want to tell you guys is that honestly, natural deodorants are not going to last all day usually. They don't for me. Sometimes they do. I'll tell you what I've figured out later on. But you are going to have to double up. So you might have to reapply in the afternoon. If you're also transitioning to natural deodorants, you may find in the beginning you're going to have to take a shower in the morning, and then you might want to take one at night, right? Like just a quick little rinse, or even just wash your armpits out, okay? Because you're not stopping the sweat, so it's coming out. If you're wearing clothes that are not natural fibers and they're synthetic fibers, it's going to make your armpit sweat smell different. So, you may have to wash under your pits twice a day. You may have to jump in the shower, as you're transitioning over. Okay? So the next thing that you can do is to make your own deodorant. I don't know if we're going to have time to actually make the deodorant that I have in mind tonight. We're going to see. We'll see. I'll post the recipe if we don't get to it. But there are a couple great recipes I'm going to post. One is actually from our Michigan team, Alicia Odelbecken. She has a great one with Citrus Fresh, and I'm going to go ahead and post that on the page. We'll make it if we have time. Some people, though, the one that I have from Alicia has baking soda in it, and some people are sensitive to baking soda. I am one of those people. It just doesn't work for me. My armpits get irritated, they get red. There is a fabulous antiperspirant and deodorant recipe in the Chemical Free Home, which is written by Melissa Pepping. You can get that at Life Science Publishing. And it's on page 19, both recipes. This deodorant and antiperspirant really worked for me well. It has petitgrain essential oil in it, which is great for excessive sweating. But the problem was it had baking soda in it. And so my armpits would get red and literally have lumps under them. It didn't work for me. And so I was kind of bummed because that one did work well for my body. So if you haven't tried Melissa Pepping's yet from the Chemical Free Home, you can try that. My challenge is whenever I try a typical baking soda based recipe, I get irritated. So I want to show you something that you can do to keep from getting irritated. All right? So I'm going to bend this stuff down again so you guys can see. And also, this is going to help with the stink, because here's the deal. If you've been using antiperspirants for 20 years, you have all sorts of toxins stored up in there from the antiperspirants. We need to detox them out, all right? And we also have to help your armpits transition to natural deodorants. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to make a pit paste, all right? This is really, really fun. I have been experimenting with this, and it has really, really helped with the stink. Even the sweating, I find, it's great. I haven't tested any of these baking soda-based deodorants yet because I think I'll probably do it many, many times before I try them, but it's been really helpful. So what you're going to get is bentonite clay. You're also going to get a glass bowl. You don't want to do this with a metal bowl. Glass bowl, bentonite clay. I got this off Amazon. I get everything off Amazon. My house is in the middle of nowhere, so I never want to leave. All right, and you're going to get 1 tablespoon of the bentonite clay, and you're going to put it in your bowl. Okay. And then you are going to take apple cider vinegar. Okay. And you're going to take 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, and you're going to add it to the clay. You guys see this? I am so not a make and take person. You guys are going to laugh at me. All right, and then you're just going to mix it around a little bit. Can you guys see this? I'll show you this in just a sec. It's really goopy right now. Can you see how it's really goopy? Hold on. I'm going to turn this around. really goopy. So now you need to add in some water to get it to be a little, like a better consistency. In my little Bigfoot shot glass. And I'm not going to be able to stir while I go, but basically you're going to want to mix it all together until it is a really good, like, creamy consistency. All right. So it's kind of like if you're making a sugar scrub and you start out with coconut oil and sugar, and like the coconut oil is really hard. You kind of have to like mash it around. You don't want this to be thin. You want it to be thick, almost like a clay mask would be. And then what I'm going to do is take 2 drops of purification blend. Right? We know that purification is really great for pulling toxins out. So I'm going to put 2 drops in, and then I'm going to mix that all around. All right, so then what I'm going to have is basically something that looks like this. All right, hold on, and I'll show you Zoom ladies in a sec. So it's going to look like that. Looks beautiful, right? Okay, so Zoom ladies, it looks like that. It's just like a clay mask. It's very thick. All right, so what are you going to do with that? Well, you are basically going to strip down and you're going to put it under your armpits. You're going to take it on your fingers, you're going to rub it. Yeah, my aria is on. You're going to rub it all around your armpits, not just in like the little armpit area, but literally around, all around, right? And then you're going to put it on the other one too. And actually what I did last time was I had some left. So after I washed my hands, I put it on my face. It was just the right amount for a face mask. Now, I don't know, some of you might not be able to do the apple cider vinegar on your face. I just was curious if it would work, and actually I liked it. I actually pulled out some blemishes that needed to come out. So you just sit there for like 5 to 20 minutes. Now, the first time you do it, you might want to start with 5. I ended up doing it for like 15 or 20 minutes the first time. It didn't bother me. Some people, you might see redness after you wash it off. That's just because it increases the circulation there. If it ever feels uncomfortable or too much, then just take it off. You know, you just use a warm washcloth, get in the shower, and just take it off. But what you can do is you can repeat this. Like, I've been repeating it once a week now. You could repeat it every couple days. You could do it once a month, you know, like a fun monthly ritual. And what this is going to do is not only help with, it also gets hard pretty fast, so you want to use it right away. It's not really something you'd make and hold on to. So I'm going to use this when we're done. But anybody have any questions about the pit paste? It's really kind of gross looking, but it does a really, really good job. And so those of you who have stink might find that it lessens after using this. And those of you who have irritation from deodorants might find that it's really helped by doing this regularly. Any questions about that before we share one? I'm going to share one more thing with you. Okay. So one thing, oh, thank you, Heather. You're getting all the recipes up. I appreciate that so much. If you've never used deodorants and don't stink, do you think you still need to do the pit paste? It's a great question. I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, if you've never used anything on your armpits before, probably not, but I guess it could be a fun experience. All right. Yeah, I don't know, Laura. I mean, those are the 2 main reasons that I've heard to do them, so your guess is as good as mine. All right. So the last thing that I want to share is that sometimes if you have, you can't do the baking soda, you can't do, yes, don't use a metal spoon and don't use a metal bowl. And maybe Holly, you can type in why as I'm finishing up this last part. So some people will just like to use oils, essential oils, as their deodorants. And so this is a little jar that I carry around in my purse, like as my freshening up kind of thing. This is just, I think it's jojoba oil, and it has grapefruit and ylang ylang. So, Wendy, it's for both detoxification and the stink, both of them. It's like a double duty pit paste. So I wanted to tell you guys some combinations of oils that seem to work really well under armpits. All right, so grapefruit and ylang ylang together, it is the most amazing roll-on. I've got my little very nice So this was from our summer. This was from our summer Make and Take Facebook event last year, and they called it Sunshine in a Bottle. And I made it, and I was like, I want to put this everywhere on my body. It's equal parts grapefruit and ylang-ylang. You can put as many drops of each as you want. The other two, I saw some people mentioning different oils. If you have oils that have worked for you, please mention them. What was the other one? Sacred Mountain and Geranium can be a great combination together as well. Why can I not find my other ones? Oh, here they are. Sandalwood, a little bit of clove, and some rose can be really, really lovely too. That's another blend. Think of any oil that you really love, and you could just try it. You can just try it in a little blend. All right, so if you're gonna make a natural deodorant, I'm gonna post 2 recipes onto this page so that you guys can try 2 different ones. One is Alicia's recipe. It's got citrus fresh, arrowroot powder. The Michigan team loves it. The other one I'm gonna post is from Homemade Mommy, and this is one I have used, and this is actually going in the sample kit that somebody's gonna win tonight. And this is for sensitive pits, okay? So this is if you can't do baking soda, you can't do, arrowroot or cornstarch. She has one, you can see, it's like a thick paste. And this one actually will work for me for a couple days before I start getting a little irritated. But it was very effective. So the one I'm mailing out has Geranium and Sacred Mountain in it together. All right, so when I post those 2 recipes, make one, just try one and see if they work. But my suggestion is don't make a massive jar of a deodorant, right? If the recipe calls for a 1/4 cup, instead of doing a 1/4 cup, do like 1 tablespoon of each ingredient, right? Just do a tiny bit so you have like a little tiny jar. Or even just put it in like the little sample jars. That way, if it doesn't work for you, you could share it with other people, the unused sample jars. You can just share them. So don't make a massive batch, because then if it doesn't work, you're kind of, you're stuck with this deodorant thing that you can't use. Unless you got the Thieves toothpaste, in which case you can brush your teeth with it. So the last thing I want to mention before we end is I want to mention thermography, okay? I really want to recommend that you look into thermography as an alternative to mammograms, all right? Look at thermography. It uses heat. It does not use cancer-causing radiation. It detects things a lot earlier than mammograms do, and it does not have the same, the false positives that mammograms do. I go every year. If you're in the Boston area, you can look up Janice from Inside Out Thermography. You could get thermography on your entire body, or I just go and get like upper body. So please look at that. If you really are trying to kind of be aware of your breasts and you want to get early detection, look at thermography, please, instead of mammograms. Do your own research, talk to people about it, but I hadn't heard of it until about 7 years ago, and I was so glad that I heard about it before I hit that age where they wanted me to do mammograms. So yeah, my thermography actually, Pam, is only like $150. So just put away a little money every month. If you put away $10 a month, you'll be able to do that. I'd rather do that than to get a mammogram, which actually has been shown over time to expose you to the very things that cause cancer. So no thank you, not for me, not going to do it. Alrighty, let's see. I hope that was helpful. Just look her up, Inside Out Thermography. She's in several different spots, and you can see where she is. She's north, mostly north. I don't know about your insurance. My insurance doesn't cover it, but they're changing all the time, and if more of us start saying no to mammography and start saying yes to thermography, maybe they will, right? Okay, so I'm not going to make the deodorants. Your doctor will probably say no to thermography. If you're going to a conventional doctor, right? They're going to say yes to what they know. So I'm just telling you, take what they say with a grain of salt. I would do your research first make your decision, and then if you have an integrative doctor and complementary alternative doctor, great, because they'll probably know about it. But a conventional doctor, they're going to steer you towards mammogram. So, alrighty. So I hope you guys had fun tonight. I am looking forward to sending out this little package. I'm going to make up this deodorant so I can send it out to you. And have a wonderful evening, everybody. Any questions, actually, before we go? Any questions at all? You're welcome, you're welcome. You're welcome. And if you guys have found anything that works for you, go back and comment in the comments so that people can... Oh, I know the last thing I was going to show you guys. I forgot. I found this. Now, I hesitate about mentioning this because I do not know about the actual, I don't know the source of these. Okay, I did email the company. I said, what is in this? Because it's not apparent from their site. But I know Pam knows about this too. It's called Scent of Samadhi. And it has clove, sandalwood, rose oil, and then a secret blend of proprietary herbs. Now, they won't tell me what those are, so I don't know what those are. And I also don't know where they're getting their oils, but this smells really amazing. And, you can even, gosh, I love even just to smell it. But sometimes people will, sometimes I will put this on under my armpits just a little bit. It's just a powder, and it smells really great. But I've been actually thinking, now that I know what's in it, I'm actually going to try and use rose oil and the clove and the sandalwood to just kind of make my own with just an oil base like this guy. So, but I wanted to throw that out there because it smells really great. All right, guys, have a great night. Please tag and invite your team members to watch this if it was helpful. And that way they can... they can share it with their team members, and hopefully we will get everyone's breasts all fluffed and happy and healthy. Okay? Have a great, 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 great evening. Bye, everybody.